What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. So today we are going to be watching Tenet. I have not seen this film yet. I know it was in theaters for a short amount of time. I didn't get a chance to go see it, so I'm completely blind to this. I saw the trailer. The trailer really doesn't tell you much about what's going on in this movie. I don't know the story, don't know any of the characters' names. I just know some sequences go backwards. That's about it. And like Robert Pattinson's in it and stuff like that. I really don't know anything else about it. I heard it was good, but I didn't hear a crazy amount of reviews for it, so I'm really not sure. This is a proper blind reaction. I really don't know shit about this movie or the story or anything really, so I'm excited to see how it is though. I have faith in Nolan as a filmmaker that it's gonna be good. He's got an impressive filmography, so I have faith in him that this is gonna be a good movie. So that's really all I gotta say about it. Leave a like on the video if you do enjoy it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. And let's get right into this. Shit. Who shoots up a fucking like band? Like what? Like a live performance with instruments? Wait, who are you trying to send a message to? Not even like no political rally, no nothing. It's just that was badass as fuck. The way he just popped that bullet out, that was sick. Okay. So they're undercover ops, I suppose, and they're just pretending to be in line with everyone else so nobody suspects anything. Oh, okay. That's pretty dope. And of course, already loving how it's shot. You can tell it's a Nolan movie, you know? Beautifully shot. I love it. This is just pure chaos right now, man. Just throwing us into that action sequence. This is just like the opening, though, to like The Dark Knight, you know, some other Nolan movies as well, even Inception. He never explains it. He just throws you right into it, you know, and then explains after. I like that. What the fuck? What was that?
We all believe we'd run into the burning building. But until we feel that heat, we can never know.
I like that. Talking about how everyone likes to talk a big game or say what they would do in a certain situation. And very few people will actually do what they say they would do. He's got the guts to really do it. So I like that.
That test you passed? Not everybody does.
So it's kind of like a selection process. The reason they threw him in there was to see if he could handle it or see how he would cope with it. And he's passed. Very weird selection process.
So where'd it come from?
Someone's manufacturing them in the future. They're streaming back at us.
What? That's wild.
That bullet wouldn't have moved if you hadn't put your hand there. Either way we run the tape, you made it happen. Don't try to understand it.
That's Nolan to us right there. Don't try and understand it, just watch. What?
Why does it feel so strange?
Because it's fucking backwards. I am confused as shit so far, I'm gonna be real with you. This movie is wild. It has explained nothing. It is like halfway explained this inverted time thing, but I don't get how it really works in some of these cases. Like, to invert it from years from now and send it back in time so it still inverts itself so you can use them in real time. I don't know, man. This shit wild.
Don't let it get cold.
Don't let it get cold, is that what he said?
Emails, credit cards, texts, anything that goes into the record speaks directly to the future.
I mean, I know that was supposed to be profound, saying anything that's sent is technically in the future, which I understand, but like, really? I know, because you send it, and you sent it in the past, and someone reads it in response to it in the future. I get it, but still. This movie is really fast-paced as well. Like, there are no pauses whatsoever. There's no downtime. It just feels like it can just keeps going.
Well, how do I get to say to her?
Through her, of course.
Well, you may have an inflated idea of my powers of seduction.
Hardly.
I also really like the dialogue to this movie so far. Feels very quick-witted. I like it.
Let me go if I agreed never to see my son again.
Damn. A grater. Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Freeport, I'm guessing it's there.
And this way to the vaults.
Guessing.
Guessing.
Well, we make trips there 4 or 5 times a year.
Oh, this is so good. I love the way this is edited and stitched together. 3 separate things happening at once, all at different times, but stitched together like one cohesive sequence. Top notch. I like how he's scoping out the entire place as well. He doesn't give a shit about what this guy's saying. He's checking for possible things to go wrong in this place.
Alright, it's your turn. Start packing.
Is he practicing his breathing right there? Like hyperventilating so he can hold his breath for a long amount of time? Was that what he was doing? Yeah, that's why he's been practicing hyperventilating so he can hold his breath for a really long time. I mean, I thought tanks of oxygen might have worked better, but I suppose if you can hold your breath for that long. But I mean, the more movements you do, the more energy you release, your breath's gonna deplete real quick. But I mean, these are special operatives in a movie. I gotta suspend my disbelief for a bit. Ha, that's a nice touch. The red and blue right there, inverted colors. That's nice. Oh shit. We're about to see some Tenet action. Inverted stuff is about to happen right now. Bullets have already been shot. Yep. This is insane. Real-time fighting happening with someone else who did it in the future. That is such a weird concept. Looks pretty damn awesome though. What the heck? Oh, right, 'cause it's backwards. Did he know the guy's face?
Don't kill him! We need to know they've been compromised.
Is it them? Is that why he says don't kill him?
We have been attacked by the future.
No, they say from killing the past, I guess.
And said
But like, if you were being attacked from the future, wouldn't the future win because the future already knows what you did in the past? So like, how would the past even have the ability to take on the future? Unless the future is continuously changing based on the events of the past? I don't know, man. This shit insane. Shit, because he can't let him die. Yeah, he can't let him die. Why would she do that? She just fucked herself so badly.
Dead drops. He buries his time capsule, transmits the location, then digs it up to collect the inverted materials they sent.
Seemingly instantaneous.
Oh, that's so smart. He buries it so they find it in the future and then put the inverted items in and send it back. That's insane.
Most of all, we have to set this up with nothing in the record. Nothing electronic, nothing paper.
Alright, because then they can't see it coming. Yeah, because if anything is written down or sent, because then it's into the future and they can find it. So they can't write anything down or send it so that they don't know what's actually coming. That's a difficult way to fight somebody who can see what you do into the future. That's pretty difficult. Why does he have an oxygen mask on? Oh, that's gonna mean something real soon. Not sure what. God, I hate this man. He said 98 before too. I think it monitors his health or something. Maybe he has like radiation poisoning and like future past kind of thing. He keeps monitoring it so he can keep himself afloat. So I imagine if you take the bracelet off and he can't monitor what he's doing anymore, that might be the way to kill him. Or something along those lines. I don't know. Oh shit. It's already happened. We're about to see it again. Something's inverted. One of the cars. Shit. So then how did he know? They made sure not to send any of it so they wouldn't know what was happening. Shit.
I can't understand this.
You said you spoke Estonian.
It's not Estonian.
It's backwards. Yeah. I am so beyond fucking confused. Shit. Something inverted has got to happen. I don't know what, but something. Why do they all have oxygen masks on? Yeah, that other side is inverted. That other side is inverted.
Where did he go?
Past.
Is that how they do it? Is this like the fucking warehouse that's just the magic warehouse that gets you to go from past to future?
In the car, not the fire truck, right?
Who told you that?
You're not telling the truth.
Shit. What the heck? We just saw it from the other perspective, but now we're seeing it happen again. We're seeing it the other side of it. But so then which side is the real time?
The Pincer movement, but not in space, in time. Half
Whoa.
his team moves forward through the event, he monitors them and then attacks at the end moving backwards.
Oslo.
That facility's inside an airport security perimeter. It's impregnable.
It wasn't last week.
Going in.
Yeah. That's insane. But yeah, the place that was keeping the art, the warehouse, had one of those. That's the guy that came running out and fought him inverted. No idea how or what, but there is one there. So they go through here. They're currently a week in the past. And so they'll come back to the future through the other one in the warehouse, which leads me to believe that that guy that he was fighting may have been himself. I don't know.
I'm moving backwards. It's the ball I have to follow. Give me the reader.
This is insane, dude. Now I want to go back and try and watch for anybody else who has an oxygen mask, just like in the background of the shots, to see if I can see anybody who's inverted. Which is before why we saw the vehicles driving backwards, was because we were really seeing the inverted ones in our real time because we were going forwards. Gotcha. Wait, but it's... No, fire turns to ice.
End of play.
End of play. Can you be a little more precise?
Everyone and everything that's ever lived, destroyed instantly. Precise enough?
Including my son.
Bitch, including... What about the rest of the universe? Including my son. The rest of the world, woman. I don't know if you know that. Were you listening?
If they destroy us, won't that destroy them?
Let's bring us to the grandfather paradox.
The what?
The grandfather goes back in time.
You
Yeah.
killed your own grandfather. How could you have been born to commit the act?
Yep,
What's
yep.
the answer?
In a parallel worlds theory, we can't know the relationship between consciousness and multiple realities. Is your head hurt yet?
Yes.
I like that part too, because he's raising up all the questions that the audience would have and all of their concerns and gripes, saying like, bringing up the grandfather paradox and stuff like that. Those questions were what the audience would say, and then Neil's character is what Nolan is explaining to you, answering your questions right away without even leaving you the opportunity to ask them. Nice. What happened to his arm? Did he get shot at a different time? Yeah, I was right. It is him. Yeah, this is him. He gets shot out here and he's about to get thrown in. And then he's gonna go through the portal at the Oslo warehouse, and then that's when Neil's character finds him, and that's why he let him go after taking the mask off, because he saw his face. Now I get it. That's what I also say, is like, you're not supposed to make contact with your former self. Otherwise you might combust. And now we're seeing this in real time. Or in real time from our inverted perspective. He has to go through at the same time, right? Because if he doesn't go through at the same time, then he gets stuck there forever. Right? And now this is where Neil rips the masks off and see that it's him. And because Neil knows more about the future, he knows why he's there. Okay, I get it now. Oh, so they have other portals entrances to get people into the inverted and back to the real world? Is that what that was? I can't tell, but I feel like it would be a really nice touch if the score playing right now was the score at the beginning of the movie when this shit was happening, but inverted, like backwards, composed again. I don't know for certain if that's real, but it would be a really nice touch if it was.
You've been divided into 2 teams for temporal pincer movement.
It's cool too because we had the temporal pincer movement done to us, so now we're again inverted on the other side, and we get to see it happen from our perspective. Super dope. Yeah, they're going backwards because they already left. It's just happening at the same time. God, dude, that's such a cool freaking idea. And it is beautifully executed, may I add. I really like that too. Every time it switches back from red and blue, the score changes. When it's the blue team, the score is going backwards. You can hear it going in the opposite direction it was initially played. And then every time it goes to the red squad, the score is going forward again because of the inverted. I think that's really well done. Yeah, he's now in the other side. He's no longer inverted. Why on earth did he do that though?
Our time is up.
Is Neil about to come in clutch? Shit! Did Neil just take the bullet for him? She fucked us. Yes, Neil! Nice. Oh, and that was the chick at the beginning of the movie that we saw dive. And we saw him dive as well at the beginning of the movie, but he didn't dive. That was her pushing her off the boat. Gotcha.
No one who's seen this leaves the field.
Oh, shit. Neil's already dead. Yep.
Just save the world. Can't leave anything to chance.
But can we change things if we do it differently?
What's happened's happened.
Aww.
Now let me go.
Aww, my heart. Why must you die?
Hey, you never did tell me who recruited you, Neil.
Haven't you guessed by now?
You did?
You did.
Yeah, I said it at the same time.
For me, I think this is the end of a beautiful friendship.
But for me, it's just the beginning.
When we get up to some stuff, you're gonna love it.
Oh,
You'll
man.
see. This whole operation's a temporal pincer.
Whose?
Yours! You're only halfway there. I'll see you at the beginning, friend.
Oh my god. That broke my heart. But that was even more insane because it was a temporal pincer inside a temporal pincer.
Do it before the boy comes out.
Yes!
Have to tie up the loose ends.
That was gonna be your job.
Then whose was it?
Mine. I realized I wasn't working for you. We've both been working for me. I'm the protagonist.
Oh fuck, that was so good.
It's the bomb that didn't go off. The danger no one knew was real. That's the bomb with the real power to change the world.
Which is him. He's the bomb with the real power to change the world. Because he can stop the bomb that never goes off. Oh my god! That was amazing. Holy mother of shit, dude. What do I even say? What do you even say to a movie like that? What do you even say to a movie like that? I'm speechless. There is so much to talk about, and there's just so much going through my mind. I have to sit here for like 5 minutes just trying to recollect my thoughts. Off the bat, though, that movie was amazing. That movie was fucking amazing. Phenomenal. All right, let's touch on some of the things. Okay, first off, this movie gave me major Inception vibes at multiple points. Well, I mean, for one, there at the end, the temporal pincer move inside a temporal pincer move, which is just like the idea of Inception, dream within a dream. And at the end there, it being for a much bigger thing that we hadn't known yet. until everything had been revealed. Also, I think this movie may be one of the greatest adaptations of the idea of time manipulation. I don't think any movie has ever done it anywhere nearly as good as this movie. And it specifically made sure you knew it wasn't time travel. They had a very specific idea in mind on how it worked, what it did, the consequences, the repercussions, how things worked. It was very specific, which I think really worked in the favor of this movie, especially for the audience, because Nolan knows with things like this, it's going to raise so many questions, and people are going to have those questions, so he answers a lot of them in the movie by having the character bring it up, which is a very nice touch, a very easy way to answer those questions nonetheless, but still a very nice touch. Yeah, the score was really, really good throughout, absolutely phenomenal. I'd love to know who composed it. I might search that up after. But yeah, I picked up on it while watching it, and then after I had said it, you could really notice it. The difference in scores about whenever they were in inverted time, the score was playing backwards. Whenever they were in the linear, our real time, the score was playing as it should. So that was a really nice touch. I had realized before too, when they were at Oslo, the warehouse, they were going in to the door, and they had first found the first, I'm gonna call them portals, I don't know what they are, inverted door portals, whatever. They found the first one at the Oslo warehouse. It had red and blue on each side, which I had just picked up because I knew that red and blue are inverted colors, but I like the thematic meaning of it inside the movie, because those showed the red and blue doors because both of them were each sides. One was inverted and one was real time. And same with the other portal at the other place, like when the antagonist, I forget the dude's name. How do I already forget his name? I don't know, but the antagonist guy, when he had Kat on the other side, it was red and blue again. This time the glass was red and blue, so you could see. And they were drawing the distinction later on so you could finally understand what it was. And then at the end there, when they had the two separate squads going in, both had red and blue again, so you knew what was inverted, what was real, so that was really, really nice. Very cool. I think it was incredibly well done, and I think it'll really benefit from a second and third watch through, because then by the end of it, you now have a much better understanding of how it works and what it means and what to look for. So when you watch it through again, you can really pick up on how things play out from the beginning till the end, because Nolan, I think, did a really good job of putting the things that happen at the end of the movie, because they're inverted and through time again, we see them when we're going down the real time. When we're starting from the beginning, we can see the end scenes coming through us. We just don't understand them yet, but they're all there, which I think is really incredibly well done and smart on his part, which is why I say it'll benefit from a second watch through, because you'll be able to pick up on all the things that were at first incredibly bizarre and jarring, but now after watching it, you'll be able to understand it. So I think that was insanely well done. I think the acting was fantastic. Our main characters were phenomenal in it. The antagonist was phenomenal in it. I think the story was fantastic. I think now at the end of it, it has one of those things where everything makes sense at the end, but while you're watching it, you are just in complete and utter, dysfunctioned. You're just all over the place the entire time, and he wants you to be all over the place, which is understandable. So it got what he was going for. But while watching it, you're incredibly confused. I was kind of understanding it and picking it up along the way, and I had gotten most of it out before they had fully explained it. And then at the end there, I think it was really good. But that's the scene, we saw that scene at the beginning when they meet in, I believe it's India, when they were there, and he was sitting there and he was talking to Neil, the first scene we had with him, when he said the Diet Coke line and that he had a vodka tonic. I believe that's the first scene where they first met, which is insane. But then again, this movie really does bring up the grandfather paradox, because wouldn't they just endlessly keep going through this? Because we just saw it play out from the first perspective, the kid's perspective. And now, after the movie, the kid is now going to go on the life to become the grandfather. But then the grandfather, again, because we just saw him go through it, has to go back in time to meet him again at the kid, and then they're just going to keep repeating it. I hate the grandfather paradox. It makes complete sense, and it's just a pain in the ass because you can't not go through with it. You can't out-explain it. It just doesn't work like that. So I don't really know that part. But then technically, I feel like that sticks with the canon of the movie, because every time you see the movie, it's as if you're watching it again, which means the time is looping. So every time you watch the movie, you're participating in the grandfather paradox, if you get what I mean by that. So that's a really cool touch, a little bit more under the surface, but I think it's really, really good and really cool that that was added, or it just happened to play out like that. But when it comes to movies, I think people, when people kind of read into the themes, the symbolic meanings of things and stuff like that, people like to view it as though you're reading too deep. But I think you really got to understand the painstaking amount of meticulous and just to the finite detail amount of work goes into these things. Everything is thought out. The clothing they wear, the colors that they wear, matching everything else happening around them, matching other symbolic and themes going out throughout the movie. It is thought to the smallest decimal. So anything you can think of in the movie, believe me, it was intended. So you can't really read too far into it. It's meant to be like that. And so I think that's beautiful. It's fantastic. That movie blew me away, man. Really blew me away. At first, it felt, weirdly enough, it felt incredibly fast-paced and incredibly slow at the same time. I don't know how. At the beginning of the movie. At the beginning, for like the first 40 minutes, it felt like it just kept going, but not much. It felt like it was slow, but it was incredibly fast at the same time. Kind of like 2020. But again, the movie itself was just a masterclass, truly. Nolan has done it again. I still don't know if I fully understand the inverted timeline. I think I've got a good grasp of it on how it works. I probably don't have a complete grasp on it, but I think I have a decent understanding. I don't know for sure. But what I do know is that I loved that movie and was absolutely blown away by it. It was fantastic. I'm happy I decided to watch that because it was phenomenal. When at the end there, when it was revealed that the entire mission was actually with our protagonist. I love how he kept calling himself that, which was true for the movie, but I liked that a lot. It was really his operation the whole time, and he was going back and doing it over and over again or whatever, so that's super cool. I'd love to know who figured out this technology. But she said the arms dealer woman from India had said that the girl who figures it out, it's in the future from now, generation future from now. So then how it just comes back, I guess, and he uses it in his future life as well, even though that's not generations from now? I have no idea, man. This thing is a mindfuck. It's definitely a mindfuck, but it's a good one, so I'm okay with it. I'm completely okay with being mindfucked by this movie. It's okay with me. Also, I another kind of double meaning theme was the ignorance line, saying ignorance is like one of their strongest weapons for the people in the movie. But it's funny because that's what they were doing to us as we watched the movie, because we were going through it like the protagonist. We were going through it in real time for the first time, so we were completely ignorant to everything, whereas Neil knew everything but chose not to tell us throughout the movie, and just like very slowly explain things. As our protagonist got it, we got it. So that ignorance is our best weapon line, not only is that directed at the characters in the movie, but it's also directed at us, because from the filmmaker's perspective, for this movie in particular, the ignorance is really useful for the audience, because if we know everything, it takes away from the spectacle from the first watch through in real time. But then when we go back and watch through it again, we no longer have the ignorance, and we can basically watch it from Neil's perspective. Like the first time you watch this movie, you're watching it from the protagonist's perspective of not knowing anything and viewing it all from the first person perspective. But the second time and third time you watch it, you're now viewing it through Neil's eyes, which is insane. A really nice touch too. And I'd also called that when they were fighting at the Oslo warehouse that he was fighting himself. But the only reason I had assumed that was because Neil recognized the face of the guy when he tore off the mask, he recognized him. So I'm like, it has to be someone he knows, and he just let him go, which means it has to be our protagonist character. So I think that was a really good touch, and that killed me at the end too, man. They killed Neil. R.I.P. man, he was so good. And it was so funny, he wasn't even mad about it. He wasn't sad about it either. It was part of the job. But that's why I guess he was recruited for Tenet, because our protagonist character did the same thing. When he was captured, he chose to die instead of reveal any of the information. And Neil did the same thing. He died for the mission. I guess that's why he was allowed to know so much about Tenet, because he made it through that selection process. But yeah, I got a lot of vibes of Inception from this, which is also another Nolan movie, another classic and phenomenally made. Especially with the almost like the kicking sensation, like to get out of the dream when she was like, you're the backstop, like they had to wait at the end of the movie to make sure everything aligned. Like it was the same thing with Inception. You had to wait till one thing happened on the bottom layer of the dream before you rode the kick outside the dream. And one thing I feel like I haven't touched on it, but I think it's insane how well he did the forward and back at the same time, because you had fight scenes with someone in the real time and then someone in the inverted timeline at the same time, and you had the fight scenes of cars going backwards and forwards with real time and inverted time, and you had bullets, you had conversations even. Like, I think it's kind of glossed over how insanely difficult and how well thought out and how well it was executed, going forward and back at the same time. I think that's insane, and I think it was fantastic. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think about the movie in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.